What some men won't do for love. You are looking at Boldt Castle here on Hart Island on the tour of the Thousand Islands. And this castle was to be the testimony of the unsurpassed love of a man for his wife. The magnificence of the structure was to be equaled only by George Boldt's adoration of Louise, who was the love of his life and the reason for the construction of such an elaborate summer home. So we're going to go on inside and take a tour of this castle, and as I understand it, Louise passed away before it was finished and he stopped construction. At least that's my understanding. George Boldt came to America in 1864 from Prussia, and he was the son of poor parents. He was a man of tremendous organizational skill and daring and imagination, and he became the most successful hotel magnate in America, managing and profit-sharing the Waldorf Astoria in New York and the Bellevue Stratford in Philadelphia. So let's go on inside and take a tour of the castle. And if the grounds are any indication, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful castle to take a tour of. Alright, here's yet another view of the castle from the outside. And it is really a sight to behold here. Look at that. Right, that over there would be the yacht house of the Boldt Castle. And when you come in, you have a choice of taking a tour of just the castle or the castle and the yacht house. And we don't have time to do both, so we're just going to look at the yacht house from afar. But let's go on inside and see the castle. Alright, so we have found our way into the main entrance of Boldt Castle. And as I was walking in, I thought it's going to be quite a contrast to compare this castle to the Hearst Castle out in California. So it really is a beautiful, beautiful place. And we're just going to kind of meander, and we got about 45 minutes to see as much of the castle as we can. And you can see here they have it's like a billiards room. It really is quite a thing to see here. This looks like it would probably be a parlor. I would imagine that for those people that never have the opportunity to make it here would find this interesting. Quite a crowd and quite a bunch of people walking about. Let's see what's over here. There's a wonderful, wonderful piano. This would probably be a large ballroom. There's an organ. There really is quite a maze of people walking around. Let's go on in and check out the upstairs. Alright, here you're looking at the original Boldt family dining room furnishings and accessories. And they can give you a nice zoom in and give you a view of the china. Quite a dinner table. Just a little bit bigger than the dinner table that I grew up with 9 brothers and sisters. And then off to the left you've got a wonderful fireplace. And then the view from the dining area. This is what you would be looking out at. All right, and just off of the dining area is the maids' dining room. So this is where the maids would come and have their meals. And then right off here would be the kitchen. Look at this kitchen. Wow. Food preparation service would have been at the heart of running the Boldt family's home. One can only imagine a series of grand events that would have been held on the island. The kitchen this size was run by the chef, who would have been assisted by kitchen maids. Look at this. Fantastic. Most of the baking of breads, puddings, desserts, and soufflés would have taken place in the foundation bakery located directly below the kitchen. Wow. All right, and while the maids were eating on one side of the kitchen, the servant dining room was right over here. And the staff under the employ of George C. Boldt would have been served 3 meals a day as part of their live-in wages. And they sure enjoyed a nice view. All right, we're still going to try to find our way up to the upstairs here. All right, so after the dinner parties, we probably would have been stumbling up the, well, maybe I would have been stumbling up the staircase. It'd be interesting to see the bedrooms up in this room, up in this castle. The view down. Alright, so here you're looking at the bed of none other than George Boldt himself in the George Boldt suite. And up on the wall would probably be a picture of his beloved Louise. I don't know if I can zoom in and get a picture of her, a close-up. There she is. So she was the inspiration of all of this beautiful castle. So he had ample space in here and a wonderful fireplace. Imagine going to sleep at night with a nice crackling fire. And just off George Boldt's suite is this bedroom here. And I didn't catch whose bedroom it would have been, but nonetheless, just look at how nice this room is. Just beautiful. This is actually Louise's suite. So Louise slept over here, I guess, and George slept over there. There's her bedspread. Just beautiful. Alright, and there's where Louise would probably take her bubble bath. I don't know if both Louise and her husband would fit in that tub, but anyway, this is the bath of Louise. You can see the old toilet that would flush down. Really, really is a nice accommodation, to say the least. And then we'll come out over here, and this would be Clover Boldt's suite. And I would assume that maybe Clover Boldt was either a daughter, or perhaps a daughter, or maybe the mother. There's a zoom in on that dress. All right. Let's continue on to the next room. This would be Clover's reception room. I don't know who she was receiving here, but this would be her reception room. Maybe we can see a picture of her there on the fireplace. I would assume that would be Clover. What a name to have, Clover. Red Rover, let Clover come over. Maybe that's where that little rhyme originated from. Clover Boldt. All right, this room would support what Mercedes had told me earlier, that Louise actually died, and after doing so, George kind of lost his interest in this complex, and she died at her home in New York at the age of 42. And this says, after his beloved wife's death, George Boldt allowed the entire Hart Island complex to fall into disrepair and ruin. He and his children and grandchildren continued to summer in 1,000 Islands for many years. And during this time, he devoted his energy to his hotels in New York and Philadelphia. There's the man himself. Alright, there's a better picture of Louise, and that's what Mr. Boldt would see every time he'd walk down the stairs here at Boldt Castle. Right above a fireplace nonetheless. Alright, so that is pretty much the inside of Boldt Castle. We'll wrap it up by showing some more of the outside of the castle. Alright, so stepping out onto the grounds, the rear of the castle, look at this view. Boy, they must have had so many wonderful memories here. What a shame that Louise died at the young age of 42. That must have just really broken his heart. Just beautiful. All right, look at how beautiful this is. Just a bit further down, you have this wonderful fountain and these statues, and there's a building off over in the distance there, which we'll go check out. I'm not quite sure what that building is, but we'll find out here in just a moment. All right, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is called the Powerhouse, and I'm not sure why it got its name, the Powerhouse, but we'll go inside and see.
Thank you.
Well, probably because it's where they generated power. Look at how beautiful, as I come off to the left, how beautiful of a setting this is. Here's the powerhouse before destruction by fire in 1939. That's after the fire. Rehabilitation of the firehouse, 1986. Looks like the generator. Should be the electrical panel situated in the dynamo room used for the distribution of direct current. The steamer Corsican and the Chine Rapids. Alright. So that's about as much of the tour of Boldt Castle that I'm going to be able to do. It's time to get back on the boat and back to the mainland, as the saying goes. Hope you enjoyed this tour of Boldt Castle.